When you go from working an 8 to 5 clock in, clock out job to a job in the sales world, where there's a lot of autonomy and a lot of room for having to push yourself and not necessarily having other people do that for you, it's a big switch. I'm so much happier here. This has allowed me to create a business for myself. The company basically gives you the means to start a business in the territory that you run. So it's really sort of a special feeling, and if it's for you, and it's not for everybody, but if that's for you, it will change your world. Hi, my name's Fiona, and I am a dental sales rep. I am a dog mom, an avid traveler, a bit of a gym rat, and I love all things fashion and design. Did I know I wanted to do this when I was in high school and when I was younger and when I was going to college? 100% no. I went to college and I graduated with a degree from UGA in fashion merchandising. So I also graduated in 2009, which was a really bad year in the economy. So I found myself doing things like personal training, a lot of food and bev, a lot of management jobs. But then I always found myself in a position where I was talking to a lot of people, where I was making a lot of relationships, and I knew that was my strong suit. So it just became more and more evident to me over the years that the sales space is where I needed to be. It's where I felt most comfortable and most happy. So I made my way into sales. I've been in Charleston now for about 11 years. And I think about 6 years into my journey here, I found my first sales job. So I started in insurance sales as a personal lines broker. And then from there, I jumped into dental. After feeling like dental was a good fit for me, I hit the road and I hit the ground running. And I think it's so important to realize that it takes patience when you figure out what you want in this world. And it takes a lot of hard work. You have to be persistent, and the first thing you will ever have to sell is yourself. So I went to some of the most popular dental offices in Charleston. I asked who they were buying from, and I collected names of the top 2 or 3 companies who were selling in Charleston. I then went to the good old internet and I found out who was managing those companies in our area, and I just started making phone calls, just as simple as that. I was lucky enough that the Henry Schein manager returned my phone call, but I literally took her to coffee for about 2 years before the job was hired. So just know that sometimes there is a process, and some of the best jobs out there you have to be patient for, because there's not a huge turnaround or turnover really in these positions. So I sold myself to her for 2 years, and when the position finally came open, the job was happily handed over to me. And I think the moral of the story here is sell yourself, be persistent, be determined, know what you want, and know who to talk to. So I've got the job now. That's all in the bag, great. Worked 2 years, I guess, to get it. And then you have this oh shit moment where you actually have to go out and start talking to these doctors and actually do the job, which can be very intimidating for a lot of people. I came into this field pretty green on my knowledge with anything dental. I'm still learning every single day. I think any good medical salesperson continues to do that, but I am still learning in a big way every single day. And there's a bit of a roller coaster effect to all of that. You have so much to learn. You have to talk to these doctors. You have to walk into these offices with confidence. It's not just the doctors you talk to, it's, as we call, the gatekeepers, or whoever you're entering into the hospitals and talking to in order to get to those doctors and make those appointments. That's all part of the game too. And I think at the end of the day, you have to realize that we're all just people. You're just talking to people, and we all have goals and things that make us happy, and we're all just humans. And yeah, they're doctors and they're doing amazing things every day. But to be relatable and to just have that confidence is so important. I think I can't speak enough on how important it is to have confidence and knowledge on what you're selling. You have to walk into these offices and be confident and excited about what you have. It's tough in my job because a lot of other people sell the exact same thing we do. So I have to think about what can I do outside of talking about these products that's gonna make me stand out or me special. And that's where being a sales rep comes into play. It's who you are, it's how you connect with these people, and so much of it is relationship. So as a dental sales rep, my day-to-day changes every day, which is not unlike any medical sales job. I am going into dental offices. I am helping dental offices find the best matches with their merchandise. I'm helping them with equipment orders. I'm creating those relationships, which, as we all know, is a huge part of our job. You wear a lot of hats, which is also across the board in this world. I have different opportunities and meetings lined up with doctors, whether that be a lunch meeting, a happy hour meeting, a dinner meeting. I like to connect with the equipment reps that I work with directly and see if they have anything happening, if we have any installs, if we have any new offices opening, so that I can walk through all of those steps with the doctors. But as we all know in the sales world, things change day to day, so it's always up in the air, but I think the most important part about my day is just to be consistent in my efforts and make sure that I'm showing up where I'm needed and remain to have that sense of urgency for whoever may get in touch with me that day. In the dental world, it is nice. I will say one of the perks of the arena that I work in is that I don't have to be on call. I'm never working on the weekends. I'm not in hospitals, and most dentists don't work on Fridays, so that's typically an admin day for us. So it gives me a lot of flexibility in my time and my schedule, which is one of the reasons that I was drawn personally to the dental field. I also get to work directly with a lot of entrepreneurs, which I love. It's a lot of doctors who went to school how to be doctors, but not necessarily business people. So that's where we come in play as dental sales reps, and that's really important for me and a really exciting part of my job. Why I do what I do every single day. Why do I do dental sales? Why am I motivated to wake up in the morning and do what I do and help these doctors and help the patients they're treating? I think there are a lot of answers to that question. It's a good fit for me, obviously. I kind of touched on that prior. I had a lot of dental work done myself prior to due to some things that I went through in the past. And what the dentist did for me really kind of uplifted me, gave me so much more self-confidence, and the people who I worked with to get me there were phenomenal. And I think that's a huge part of why I chose this field also. There is a bit of a personal story behind all of that for me, and so there's a connection. There's something more than just a job. It's the fact that I know that I get to work with these doctors who are gonna help their patients maybe feel how I felt with some of the dentists that worked with me. So I think an emotional connection helps if you can have that with your job, but outside of that, you just know that you're helping someone in the medical community every single day, and that itself goes a very long way. A big piece of advice for me to anybody coming out of school looking for a job in this world would be to take a position, not necessarily that's your dream job, just dip your toe in the pool. Work with a company that has a good reputation and that will give you really high-level training, and you can flip that into something that's much closer to what you really want to do, and it will give you that opportunity to build your skills and talk to people that you need to talk to in order to make that happen. So I think that at the end of the day, you just have to keep your head down, which can be tough, and just get in the field some way, somehow, and continue to network. Networking is so important in this world. Everybody talks about your net worth. Not enough people talk about your network. That's how you hit that. So always keep that in mind and don't get discouraged. Build a team of people around you who are going to lift you up and continue to push you towards bigger opportunities. But just know that I understand the frustration. I was in that world too. I'm 37 years old now, and I'm thriving in this career and in this world, and it's totally doable if you believe in it. It is so empowering to be a part of a networking community that gets together and pushes each other to greater limits. The lobby is amazing. It's something that hasn't been done, that's needed to be done for a long time, and Kendi has done that. We get to watch speakers, we get to be motivated, we get these fun happy hours, and it's all people of like minds. Everybody is in the same world, we all have the same questions. We want to know what you're doing in your job and you're doing in your job, and oh, is this a good place for me? Am I happy where I am? Like, how do I get into the medical world? It's a big conglomerate of all of those ideas, and it's all in one space, and that's never been done before. The spaces that have been created prior have been much broader than that, and this really narrows it down to such a niche. And it's been a really powerful place for me to be a part of, and I'm just so excited to see where this will go, and we're so excited for everybody that's already a part of this community and everybody that's going to be a part of this community.